Oh wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, today, for those of you paying attention, we're going to do a quick lesson on estimating sums and differences with decimals. Now, why it's important, if you go to like the store and you only like have $20 and you like need to keep track, you don't want to like get a calculator and like add everything up exactly, because that would like be annoying. So you don't like want to do that, but you need to estimate. You need to be able to find out how much money, about how much money you're going to spend. There are several different ways to estimate. One of the ways we're going to do today is we're just going to do front-end estimation. That means if we take a problem such as $56 and 32/100ths, and we're adding 23 and 12/100ths. We're going to do front-end estimation. Miss McLean, what do you think it means by front-end estimation?
I don't know.
You don't know. I didn't ask you to know. I asked you what you think.
Maybe just estimate like the first two numbers.
Good.
And you add them up.
Good. We're just going to look at just the first two numbers. And we're going to get an idea of a sum of these two add-ins. Not all attention's on me, and that hurts my feelings. So, what if we... What do you want to make 56 to? You tell me.
50.
Miss McLean. How much?
50.
50. Plus, what do you want to make 23 to?
20.
20. And what is the sum of 50 and 20?
Me?
Miss McLean.
70.
70. So, when you're doing this, your answer, when you're doing the actual computation, needs to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 70. Miss McLean, is my actual sum going to be greater than or less than 70?
Greater than.
Greater than. How do you know?
Because you have two, like you have the decimal,
Okay, because I have decimals.
and you have the two.
And how else do we know?
Because you have the numbers in the ones place.
Okay, because I have numbers in the ones place. Explain that deeper for me.
Alright, so it's going to be greater because your answer has to be certain. Because the whole numbers are 56 and 23, but you just took out the ones place and added the tens places together. So when you add up the ones places and you add that number, it's going to be greater than 70.
Good. So I rounded these down. So that means my total sum is actually going to be greater than 70. About how much greater than 70, Victoria?
10?
9, 10? Somewhere in that vicinity. So it's going to be around 79, 80, somewhere in that vicinity. When is it important to round down? Anybody have any ideas?
I forgot about it.
I mean, what if I rounded this up to 60 and this to 20 or to 25 or 30? Yes.
Isn't it like something like 5 or more?
Yeah, 5 or greater. But what kind of situation would you want to round down a lower amount? Obviously your weight, I always want to round my weight down lower. But what other type of situation would you want your estimate to be lower than the actual cost? When you're buying something, excellent. If I rounded this up, actually, when you're buying something, you want your estimates to be higher, right? I said that backwards. Please forgive me. When I'm buying something, I want to know that I have enough money. So maybe I'll round this to 60 and 20 and get 80. I want to make sure I have enough money. So I want to round up when I'm buying things. Because if I round down, is my answer is the actual cost of these items that I'm buying going to be greater than or less than 70? Greater than. But if I say, hey, these two things are going to cost about $70, and I get to the register and they tell me it's $79.44, am I going to have enough money? No. So I always want to round up. If they tell me so when I'm estimating, and it's not even rounding, when I'm estimating, I want to estimate higher if I'm buying something. Because I want to make sure that how much it costs, or I want to make sure how much I think it costs, or how much money I have, sorry. I want to make sure how much money I have is actually more than what it's really going to cost. Because the actual amount is $79.44. So I'm in good shape. If I have $80, I'm saying this is pretty close to $80, but it's less than $80, then I'm in good shape. Okay, this is front-end estimation. Let's look at another one. Front-end estimation, a lot of times you're able to do in your head, kind of like a mental math, where we're able to do it in our head. Because you don't want to walk around the clothing store and nobody wants to do that. That's a beating. If your mom did that when she took you to the grocery store, you'd be like, oh my gosh, stop wasting all this time. Use the calculator. You'd kick her in the shin. I know. Don't try to fool me. That's how it works. That's how it happens. That's what it goes on. Let's look at another one.
Are we doing that?
Yeah.
I saw him watching that.
Let's estimate this one. I want you to think about it in your brain. Remember, estimation is mental math. So give me an idea of what you think this might be. And when we're estimating, we're kind of just looking for an answer near what it might be. Near what it might be.
6 or 7.
So Hunter, what is your estimate?
20.
20? How did you come across with 20?
I shortened the 18 to 10 and the 11 to 10.
And then you're subtracting, though. Laria?
10.
10? And how did you come up with 10?
I estimated the 18 to 20 and the 11 to 10, and I got that.
Okay. Anybody look at it differently? Okay. So you said it's about 7. So you just subtracted here. Okay. Could you have left this as 18 and changed this to 10 and estimated to about 8? Okay, estimations where you try and figure it out in your head, where you're able to do it in your head and get an idea. Now earlier today we did some precise, exact adding and subtracting of decimal numbers. And when this is awesome, getting a precise estimate of decimal numbers, you and those goldfish are going to drive me insane. Okay, if you have to get an exact answer like we did earlier, estimating is a good idea because that tells you if your answer is near it. Look, we don't know how to multiply decimals yet. I haven't taught you how to multiply decimals yet. But what if I gave you 8/9600 times 3 1/10? You don't know how to multiply decimals, do you? But if we're estimating, you all can estimate. What do you want to change 8/9600 to? 9. If it was money, it'd be close to 9.
Yeah.
3 1/10, what would you change that to?
3.
3. So without even knowing how to multiply decimals, you know your product is going to be somewhere near 27. And because I'm psychic. Because I'm psychic, this is what's going to happen. Because people don't listen to me. Is we're going to do estimation. There'll be two things that happen. We'll do some actual computation. And I'll say, hey, estimate your answer before you do it. And that'll be helpful. And then I'll get people who don't estimate and they'll get an answer that's way off base that doesn't make any sense whatsoever and makes me crazy. Or what'll happen is students will find the exact answer and then round it. That's a waste of time. That is a waste of time. I did not find the exact answer to this and then round it. An estimation's done before you do all the hard math. It's before you do all the hard math that you got to work out on pencil and paper and make you insane. You can get it when you need it. So let's look at another one. I'm looking. Estimating should be done before you do all the real math, the convoluted math. Let's take 14 5600ths plus 76 and 9800ths. I want an estimate. I'm going to team shake someone.
Oh, please, no. Team
I'm going to team shake someone. Estimates are done in our head. Estimates are always done before I do the crazy difficult math of actually adding.
It's not me.
I'm telling you, it's going to make me insane when
It's not me.
I see, oh my goodness, the crinkling of papers. I'm going to cancel snack if you can't do your snack quietly.
Delete.
Ilaria,
What?
what is your estimate?
I changed the 14 to 15, and I changed the 76 to 80,
So what's your estimate?
and
Shh, Miss McLean.
I added them together,
And you got?
and I got 95.
95. So Ilaria's estimate is 95.
Yes.
Anybody come up with a different estimate? What'd you come up with?
I took the 14 and made it 10, and then I took the 75 and made it 80, and I got 90.
So you change this to 10 and 80, and we got an estimate of 90. Cam?
I got, so I changed the 76 to the 75, and then I changed the 14 to the 15, and then I forgot what I got.
So you had 75 plus 15, 75, 85 plus 5 more is again 90, right?
Correct.
So these estimates aren't the same. And for the sake of looking at the front end and estimating just using the front end, when we do the actual solution, our actual sum needs to be somewhere around 95 to 90.
90.
Somewhere around 95 to 90. You're going to get to practice this because I'm going to put some problems on the board. Then I'm going to team shake some people and you're going to go up to the board and you're going to solve them. Boom, shakalaka, peace out. God bless. Love you. Do something kind today. Subscribe.